cannabis oil or edibles, or what were you doing?
Oh, well, cannabis saved my liff all the way through, but
Oh, there's a good conversation.
yeah.
We need to get
So
Dan Andrews on the call. You heard he's just shut down the whole legalization of marijuana in Victoria discussion.
has he?
Not going to happen. Yeah.
Just how it can be recognised as medicine within the country and then it not. Anyway, we've got hours to talk on that one.
Oh yeah, and we will. Maybe we'll do another chat about it because I mean I want to hear your story, but just quickly, like my experience, my uncle had a diving accident when he was 20 and became a quadriplegic and had massive nervous system trouble the whole of his life. And he used to smoke before he had an accident, but his specialist basically said to him, you can take these drugs and they have massive side effects, or you can just keep smoking. So, he smoked for enjoyment and medicinal purposes for his whole life. He passed away a few years ago. But I can walk down the street now, and as soon as I smell that, I remember his house because I didn't know what it was when I was a kid. They were all just, they walk in, they're doing it. Well, not him because his arms didn't work that well, but his mates are doing this.
Yeah.
Waving the arms around for those who are listening. And yeah, the first thing I saw about this plant was that it had a medicinal quality to it. And clearly it had a high, right? Like it's not beat around the bush. But what's your story anyway? So I've hijacked it.
No, it's an interesting topic, big one. Highly recommend everyone to go and watch The Magic Plant. Pete Evans did a doco on it on Evolve Network. Something really good and informative on the different ways and usages of it, how it's grown and all of that. Very good doco for it. Reference point. For me, I would say, it's been a lifesaver throughout for me. When I was on the trial drug, when I had brain surgery, I went back to get clearance to drive. And so to do that, I had to go to a special neurologist person. And we're up there, and just for reference sake, been working in the mines for a long time. Obviously, you can drug tested all the time. Wife Rachel, absolutely against cannabis. Has that stigma indoctrinated into like most other people. So I'm doing my test, come up good, everything's sweet. I passed my test, and the doctor's going, okay, you have a chance of having seizures, which I've had, but he goes, but you need manage your fatigue, drink plenty of water, and don't drink any alcohol. And I sort of drank my whole life, not consistently, but always binge sort of thing. And I was like, oh, okay, yep, no worries. It's not the biggest thing to give up for me, alcohol. And then wifey goes, what about marijuana? And he come back with, well, I think there needs to be more studies done on it. And this is like a straight old school, like 65, 70-year-old neurologist. And he goes, but absolutely, cannot do any harm. There's nothing wrong with being in that state. And there's been some really good findings from it. So for me, from there, it was what allowed me to try the cannabis when I started on that trial drug, the toxic one that led to a hole in my stomach. So not only was it soothing my my tummy troubles, it was giving me hunger, because obviously when you got tummy troubles, you're not hungry.
No.
And I dropped from officially I started the trial at 132 kilos, and I dropped officially I finished it around the 70, but I got to 65 kilos. So
wow.
And at my heaviest, I was 146 kilos. Like, I was big lad once upon a time. So for me not to be hungry, something's not right.
Something's amiss.
And so like I had like a little vaporizer, and that's the healthiest way to inhale it, and I just have that, and that would soothe it, all of that sort of stuff.
Meanwhile, you're tripping balls.
No, as a teenager, I enjoyed pot recreationally. So yeah, no, I loved it, and I'm a big fan of it, both recreationally and what's the name, medicinally. But I also then went and tried the Rick Simpson oil, which is like pure oil, THC stuff, and that's like, that stuff puts you to sleep, and then some. But it also can cure certain types of cancer. So
wow,
it was a protocol that we trialed, and yeah, really good for your body anyway. So
I'm assuming that would have been pretty pricey to go down that path.
All black market, because at that time, so the medicinal marijuana had been legal for 2 years in Australia, and I was like, I've been on that register, but at that point in time, there was only 1,100 people on that register after 2 years.
I can remember shopping in the Queen Vic Market, and they had hemp seeds in a like a health stall or something like that, and they had to put a sign on it that said, like, not for human consumption. You can make like, I don't know, scrubs out of it or some crazy shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, yeah. Rightio.
Yeah, no.
It's like unpasteurized milk, only for bathing in.
Yeah, I know. It's just so
strange. I find it so strange, right?
Yeah, it's not common sense. It's the opposite of it.
You can go and get a prescription for Oxy, and we all know what Oxy does, right? But you can't get a prescription for something that just naturally grows. I have the same opinion of you. You cannot, of your own free volition, go walking in the bush and pick a couple of mushrooms and chew on them. Really? I can't do that. Why not?